Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. It's Boof and Lee, and we are at the Castillo de San Marcos today in St. Augustine, Florida.
It has been amazing so far, but don't take our word for it. Come along and check it out.
Enjoy the cannon.
It's the best part.
Do you love it?
Oh, it's freaking amazing. It is freaking amazing. It's the heat of the islands. It's the heat of the islands. The view of San Juan for the port. Without having to go anywhere. I mean, it's amazing. Can you? You can.
Interesting question that you asked, ma'am. Yes, you can. Care to join me? Can we take the camera?
No, okay. You're okay. Just gotta get my foot to move, right? What the hell is this? The heck is this?
The powder room.
The bathroom?
Powder room, where they stored the gunpowder.
Oh, I thought maybe the bathroom. Powder room, bathroom?
No, gunpowder room.
Wow. Why the heck did they store it in here where you gotta climb in?
Keeps it dry-ish.
Oh, wow. This is crazy.
If you're claustrophobic, I don't recommend it.
Oh my gosh, you can't even see us. We're like dark. There we go. Wow, if you are claustrophobic, this is not the room for you. I mean,
it's about what?
I can almost touch the ceiling. I am just a little bit shy of touching it.
And we had to crawl through a tiny little opening to get in here.
Yeah, I'm like tiny. Let me see if I can show you here if it will show up. I don't know if it'll show. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. Let me get my shadow out of the way.
Yeah, let me see if I stand over here for reference.
Yeah, so Jamie Lynn is 5'6".
5'5".
5'5". And yeah, like it comes to her waist.
So you just kind of scoot back through.
Bye. And she's gone. This is like, first of all, it is like uber hot in here. It is like crazy hot. This room is probably about the size of an average bedroom, minus the height. The ceiling is curved. The lighting in here is not very good, so you can't really see a lot, but it's a curved ceiling. It is crazy. It is absolutely just crazy and cool. I have never seen anything like this before, ever. But now we must try to get back through that little 3-foot opening. Let's go try it. This time, we'll have the camera on me. Although you probably won't be able to see me once I get over here, I'm guessing. Because I'm guessing it's going to get dark. Oh, you still see me. Okay, you still see me. You got me. Let's try this, folks. Let's see if Lee can get through this little tiny area. Oh, God dang it. Man, it is like really tight. Hold on with me, folks. I'm coming. I'm still not out. Holy mother of goodness gracious. Oh, I'm out, folks.
So,
I'm out.
A neat story about that room is it was built in 1675 and is one of the oldest rooms in the fort. It was built to store gunpowder, but soon proved too damp. In 1702, the room was used as a trash pit and then sealed closed. When it was reopened 100 years later, animal bones found inside inspired many local myths, one claiming the bones belonged to lovers buried alive inside Castillo.
All I know is they must have had like the shortest people ever to go in that room.
It is a little small.
And can you imagine what they found when they went in there 100 years later?
Yeah.
Wow. Now this is an interesting little spot here that we're at. It's just off of this opening, obviously. But it's like a little, the ceilings are much taller.
Yeah.
But it's like, what is this room? What would you call this room? I mean, this is, I'm going to try to turn the camera around and see if you can see any of this. Yeah, you can see. That's awesome. But it's very tall.
It's a tall, narrow opening.
But yeah.
So far, I've loved being able to go into the different rooms and see how they would have been used hundreds of years ago. It's pretty cool.
It is pretty amazing. Let's keep going. Now you're probably saying to yourself that you've never seen anything more beautiful. But I'm going to prove you wrong. That right there, more beautiful. Let's go take a closer look. Told you she was more beautiful. What you looking at? Mind if I join you?
View from paradise.
Oh man.
Isn't that amazing?
Isn't that amazing? You want to read this for me?
Tidal toilet. This colonial restroom had a twice daily natural flushing system. Incoming tides filled the pit with seawater and outgoing tides flushed the waste out into the bay. And
That's just nasty.
What I find most ironic is it's now located right next to the current restrooms. I do hope they're using a more modern form of plumbing.
Okay. Confession time. I don't normally do this. But I'm glistening too.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Castillo de San Marcos National Monument Historic Weapons Program. Today we'll be firing our 6-pounder iron gun, which is this gun right here. But before we get started, for your safety and the preservation of your fort, I must ask you during the demonstration to stay behind the row blinds. And we ask you, in fact we tell you, do not sit, stand, or lean on the walls of this fort. It is an ancient fort, it's 347 years old. She's tough, but she is delicate in some places. If you were to fall off this wall, you would fall 33 feet into a dry moat. If you survived that fall, we would charge you to come back in. If you did not survive the fall, I would have paperwork. And I do not want paperwork, and we don't need tragedy for your family, so please, be careful. Do not climb, sit, or stand on the walls of this fort. Also, it is hot, if you haven't noticed. We ask you when you're up here to stay hydrated, drink plenty of water. One of the things will happen, if you quit sweating, you will begin to die. It sounds hard, but it's the fact. So please stay hydrated, drink plenty of water. I'd leave off the Coca-Colas and the beer and the fancy drinks with the umbrellas until later this evening. With that said, you have 419 sites in your national park system. None of them belong to the federal government. They all belong to the American people. They tell the story of who we are as a nation. Good, bad, or indifferent. It's the story of us. And those who care to learn, it also provides a foundation to our future. Now, today we'll be firing our 6-pounder iron gun. I need to let y'all know there is no projectile. Nothing will be coming out of there except gas and smoke. So, we go through the drill. The soldiers are wearing these 1740 Spanish uniforms that weigh 21 pounds of wool. They'll be going through the combat drill, load and firing. A good gun crew can load and fire this gun in 45 seconds. And if we had a good gun crew, they would do that for you. It will be loud, so we advise you. If you're wearing a hearing aid, you may want to turn it down. You want to protect the hearing of your kids. Also, if you have a service animal or a child on a leash, hang tight. It will be loud. So, we'll go through the drill, perform it as it was done, 1740. One time there were anywhere from 40 to 70 guns on this gun deck. I'll also let you know, this Spanish fort never fell to an enemy. It always changed hands through peace treaty and negotiations. The last time this was used during the war was in World War II, when the United States Coast Guard used this as an officer's candidate school. But my grandmother used to tell me, early part of the war, she could come up here, stand on this very gun deck we're at today, and look out, and you could see the fires at night. The German U-boats were sinking Allied shipping right off the coast of Florida. Just north of here, on a Virgin Beach, the Germans actually landed saboteurs. They were captured in 6 to 7 weeks, and all but 2 of them were executed. So you see, this area has a lot of history. As soon as we are through, are we ready? Sargento or Capitan? To perform the drill, I will turn this over to our gun crew. Now, one thing I do want to point out, everybody on this gun deck, with the exception of myself and one other, they're volunteers. They come out here in this good weather, volunteer to bring this program to you for the love of history and the love of service to their country. Without them, we could not bring this program to you. In fact, National Park Service-wide volunteers produce and perform a lot of duties that help us carry forth the mission that you folks have told us to do in taking care of your parks. So without further hesitation, I turn it over to Sargento.
Padre, atención, por muda línea. Fuego.
¡Granada y atacador!
Adelante el cañón. Prepare para el ejercicio. Bendigno, Santa Barbara. Kirk.
Oftentimes, in a fortress like this, the guns were preloaded and would remain loaded until it was time to shoot them. So the first step when preparing a weapon was to check to make sure it was not loaded, as the crew just did. Next, a wet sponge is used to clean out and moisten the cannon bore, because every time a cannon gets fired, burning embers remain left behind. That sponge would extinguish them before inserting the cannon round, as they are about to do now. A canvas bag originally was tied to a block of wood which was strapped to the cannonball. The ramrod pushes that all the way to the breech of the weapon, where the master gunner now uses a brass wire, his vent pick, to pierce a hole in that powder bag. At the same time, that vent pick holds the powder bag in place, while the gun crew pick up their hand spikes, large wooden levers, to push this 2,000-pound cannon up to the wall. After the weapon is against the wall, it is time to set the aim. Checking with the master gunner, the first thing to do was to check whether or not to move the gun left or right by tapping the side of the carriage. After that aim is set, it is time to check the elevation. And a tool that resembles a protractor originally was inserted into the barrel and measures the angle of elevation and whether or not the gun crew wants to lift up or lower the barrel. After the aim is set, we will now set the fuse. Historically, the fuse was loose powder poured out of a powder horn right down into the cannon's vent. Or they historically also used what were called quills, small pieces of feathers used like a straw filled with gunpowder. That straw or quill is placed into the cannon's vent, and now the master gunner looks downrange before ordering the weapon to be fired with a tool called a lint stock, or in Spanish, the bolt de fuego, giving the gun crew member a long reach to light the weapon. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be very loud.
Cover your ears!
Fuego.
If we fired a real cannonball, this gun would have backed up all on its own. Even so, the crew members carried with them a set of ropes with handles, allowing the entire gun crew to work together to pull this 2,000-pound cannon away from the wall. After the gun has been fired, It is time to repeat the process all over again. But now that it's been fired, they know there's trash in the barrel and that must be extracted. That canvas bag still inside the weapon, a worm is used to extract it and pull it out. Sometimes there's several pieces in there, or it could take several tries to get all that trash removed from the weapon. After that trash is removed, the sponge is used once again. Dipped in a bucket of water to keep it wet, it is used to wipe the cannon's vent, as well as clean out and moisten the bore once more. The master gunner would order his gun crew to fire the weapon multiple times, or he may even call his crew to assemble at the rear of the weapon to call it a day, and sometimes a gun crew on top of this fortress would operate more than one gun.
Corporal Delidia. Macho Grande. Cállate, muy bien.
¡Viva España!
¿Hablo español?
Great spot to do the intro while they're sitting there.
This is a must-see in St. Augustine.
Absolutely a must.
Bring your water and your sunscreen.
Lots of water, lots of sunscreen. Costs $15 to get in per person. Senior citizens, I think, have a discount and or a free. Not
And
sure on that.
military also.
Military also, obviously.
And I will definitely recommend, they do the cannon shooting several times a day, so try to plan your visit around that because that's awesome to see. You can actually speak with the reenactors down at the tables in the courtyard, and they'll tell you all about their experience. It's pretty cool.
One cool thing, and we're gonna, if you haven't already seen it, the video of the reenactment, these are 100% volunteers. They volunteer their time to come out here in this heat with how many pounds of cotton did he say?
20 pounds of
20
wool.
pounds of wool on
Yeah.
to do this enactment. It's amazing, guys.
It's pretty cool, and I have loved every minute of it.
It's been awesome. So until next time,
Stay cool.
toodles. Bye.
Can we go look again?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh, I